let's talk. I've got some chatty topics to talk about. Let's start with the big one, homeschooling year round. I think I've come to terms that I have always wanted a break. We get busy, things get crazy really fast in the spring when the weather gets nice and we constantly want to be out and meeting up with friends and doing all the things. And then we end up taking an extremely long break because then summer comes along and we're not ready to start, or we have trips planned. And I've come to the realization that we are just not allowed to take that long of a break anymore. Last year we braked from the beginning of April until mid-July. And while it was okay and everything was all right, then I had 2 trips that were planned in July. And so it kind of pushed us even more. And I realized as we came back to doing school, we were on the struggle bus and things had been forgotten. And I totally relate to the teachers who teach public school and things are forgotten during summer break. So I had a really big conversation with Molly about homeschooling year round and what that looks like and how it's going to look for us and what the plan is. And she was kind of on board. And I know I'll be tweaking things as we go, but I'm really interested in keeping routine going. She's an only child. It's hard for us, and I work 2 days out of the week. So there are days where she needs structure, she needs routine, she needs things to do. And I think the best way to continue to be structured is to continue to do school. Now, I don't mean all of our subjects. I don't think that would be a very fun summer break. I think we're going to take about a 2 to 3 week break here coming up soon, like probably the 24th till maybe the 1st or 2nd week in May, the 24th of April to the 1st or 2nd week in May. And then I think we're going to do some fun things until July. I have, as you can see behind me, so much on my shelves. I have books that I have never touched. I have fun unit studies that I've never touched. We have so many art supplies and craft supplies and just so many cool things and that we've never done because we'll do school and we'll get through school and then we're just done and we're tired and we don't want to touch anything else. And I get it. So I'm going to try to focus our summer break from mid-May till mid-July by just doing some fun things. I have the Waldock Ways Discovery decks. We can be learning about all the random things in our Discovery decks. I know she came out with a bunch more that I'm kind of hoping to get for our curriculum for next year. So needless to say, I think that's what we're going to do. She thrives with structure and routine, and I think it's just going to be the best outcome for us is to keep some sort of something going on. I have so many art projects and just so many really cool books on these shelves back here, and I'm excited to pull some out. I think we're going to do some more reading and possibly some novel units to go with it, with some extra books that either we didn't get to this past school year or just some that she's currently interested in. I want to plan out some more documentaries. She's super interested in documentaries. I think that would be a fun, really hot day, want to stay inside kind of activity, and maybe be able to pair it with an art project or a painting or something like that. I think that would be really fun for her to utilize. What else? Let's see. Another thing that I kind of wanted to dabble in, which would be really fun, is poetry. I have so many poetry books, y'all. I have the Halibut or Hailstones and Halibut Bones. I have Poetry of the U.S. I realize this is backwards and I apologize. I have Poetry of the U.S. I have the Song of the Seasons book, which is back on my shelf somewhere over there. I have A Child's First Introduction to Poetry book. I have a lot of poetry, and because I really wanted to incorporate that, I think we're gonna do that on our break and just start reading some, see if we can write some of our own. I think it would be a fun little experiment to see how that goes. I have a 365-day history book. I have like a million STEM projects on my shelf. Like, I feel like there's so much potential for us to do the fun things on our break than to, we don't even have to call it like school. It could just be something else. Like, okay, it's fun time. I know that's like the most biggest thing ever. But just to keep that like routine going, I can come down here the night before, set up a bunch of art stuff for us to do the next day, and just keep us on track to do something. Not necessarily like scheduled for her. It'll be more planning and scheduling and prepping on my part, but just making sure that she has something going on for her the next day. She did a paint by number recently and absolutely loved it. I have no problem setting that up and letting her go to town and calling that school. So I'm going to be looking for some like art kits and stuff that I really enjoy. If you guys have any recommendations, I would love to hear them in the comments. If you can leave those for me. I also have this really cool, I got it a long time ago and we've never done it, but it's this mosaic box. I think I got this from Rainbow Resources and we've never done it. And I'm like, why? It's been sitting on my shelf for so long, and it has all the contents and the steps and how to do it and everything. So like, I have tons of these types of things and I just need to utilize them. I want to get rid of my supply. We're getting to the point where we're getting older. There are things here that I know are far above her age, and like, if she still wants to do them, then let's get them done. I've been pulling games out of our gaming cabinet. That could be another thing that we do, is kind of game school and just do, I have some money games and we can refresh on our money skills, and I have some spelling games, and we have Monopoly, and we have, you name it, we pretty much have it. So it's just doing the things and getting them done, and just taking this break without feeling like we need to be working out of a book or a textbook or anything like that. So I think that's our big choice, is we're going to be year-round homeschoolers, which is so weird for me because I never ever would have thought that would be us, but here we are. We're going to be going into our 5th grade year, and it's just going to work, and it's still going to be like mid-January or mid-July until mid-April, and that's just going to be our on schedule. And then from, you know, mid-April normal year to mid-July is going to be like our fun time, where we can break from the usual curriculum and just do fun things. So I think that's the plan. I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm excited to share with you along the way and tell you what's worked and what's not worked, and how we're going to organize it all and come up with a plan. But this is kind of my early stages of just making that decision, and I'm so glad that she's on board with me. So stay tuned for further year-round homeschooling tips and tricks, because this is what it is now, y'all. Like, here we are. I'll see you in my next one.